Tonight on CFTK-TV News, the family of a man are seeking information on how he died. We have another update on a case involving seriously neglected children, and Mission's MLA is looking to add anti-suicide barriers to the Mission Bridge.
Northwest BC's only television news team. We are CFTK-TV News.
Good evening, I'm Cale Maslin, and here's what's making the news in the Northwest and beyond for today. We begin with the mysterious death of a man in central BC. Gordon Sims was found dead in a home in Vanderhoof earlier this year, but his family still doesn't know how he got there, and they're appealing to anyone with information to come forward. Sidjan Alexander has the story.
Until now, Mounties had only released stills of this person. Still unsure of who it is, they are now providing surveillance video of what they're calling a person of interest, walking in Vanderhoof on a very cold day.
We are the family of Gordon Sims. He is a beloved brother, father, grandfather, son, and uncle who was tragically taken from us January of this year.
Gordon Sims was last seen alive in early January. Police say the 65-year-old died from what they describe as suspicious injuries. His body was discovered in a home on 5th Street, and they believe he died sometime between January 10th and the day he was found on January 14th.
Gord was a loving, caring, thoughtful, funny, articulate man who did not deserve what was given to him.
Not much is known about the person of interest, and since the face is not visible, it's not clear if it's a man or a woman. But long hair can be seen, what looks like a checkered blanket or cape, purple and white pants, black gloves and black boots, and a shopping bag in hand. Mounties would like to talk to this individual.
We as the family are pleading for any assistance, anything that is known. And if anyone can identify the person on the video that will be released with this, please contact the Vanderhoof RCMP.
And of course, anyone who wants to remain anonymous can call Crime Stoppers. Mounties won't provide further details on the investigation, but say it's homicide. Sidjan Alexander, CTV News, Vancouver.
The Kitimat RCMP yet again has posted a release on some of the recent and most notable incidents that they have encountered, with the report this time covering the final days of June and beginnings of July. One area of the report talked about how a patrolling officer conducting a traffic stop on a man riding a motor scooter without a helmet led to an unexpected discovery. While telling the man about helmet laws, the officer discovered that the man was carrying illegal cigarettes and other suspected drugs. The man was arrested and later released, but this discovery has opened an investigation looking into potential drug trafficking. Canada marked its 158th birthday this past July, and while the country reflects on its history, immigration remains a hot topic of national conversations. Helen Asante spoke to a local organization helping newcomers.
As the federal government looks to reduce immigration under Bill C-2, a 21% cut to permanent residency admissions, a local organization in Terrace, Skinner Diversity, is marking 25 years of supporting newcomers through job training, language classes, and community support.
Over the last 3-4 years, we have definitely seen increased numbers of newcomers moving to the community. From all different communities. First, it was increased numbers of workers coming from Korea, then Vietnam. The college have been increasing the numbers of international students, so there was more people coming from all different parts of India, Philippines, and the last, I think, few years, we have seen a large number of people coming.
Several team members also shared their own journeys to Canada, stories of arriving in Canada with hope, uncertainty, and resilience.
I came to Skinner Diversity because I was having a problem as an immigrant. I had just landed to Terrace as a student, and I was having some challenges at the college. So someone at the college suggested there's an organization called Skinner Diversity. Maybe you should approach them, and they might be able to help you. When I was almost drowning and Skinner Diversity just came to my rescue, I said, I want to do this every single day. I want to work here. I want to be able to help fellow newcomers like me.
Now they help others find their place.
A young lady, she's a teenager, and she came here from Vietnam. And back home in Vietnam, she faced a lot of bullying as she was growing up. Like, this little girl shows up for almost all our events. She calls us her family. She wrote us like a letter over Christmas saying, "You're my family, I love you so much."
Coming up next is more information on how a fire near Lytton started. Welcome back. Turning to the investigation into the disturbing case of 3 Indigenous children who relatives say were severely neglected. They lived in northern BC at interior and what's been described as horrific conditions. An investigation revealed despite multiple complaints to authorities, the children were not removed for years. Their guardian now believes the siblings will never fully recover. CTV's Michelle Bernero has this exclusive report and a warning: the details are disturbing.
From playtimes,
they love having dance parties,
to bonding times.
I love you.
These 3 siblings, who are now between 5 and 6 years old, have grown both physically and emotionally.
To see them wanting the hugs and snuggles and just them wanting to touch your face and your hair and laughing and giggling with them is the best out of all of this.
We cannot legally identify the children or their guardian, who is also a relative, but she says despite progress, every day still brings significant challenges for the kids who were severely neglected. Multiple reports to social workers were not adequately responded to for almost 4 years.
I sometimes wish we would have just took them illegally.
When the parents finally contacted the ministry themselves in December 2023 to say they couldn't look after the kids, relatives say the damage was already done. Relatives described the children as feral when they first came into care.
I used to work with special needs kids, and I've never seen children like this in my life. The conditions were horror. That's all I could describe it as. They were living in feces, eating feces. There were malnutrition.
There had been early intervention with the kids. I do believe they would be next to normal children. And I do believe that these are lifelong issues that they will have forever.
She says the children stim to soothe themselves. They are not potty trained, and one of them will eat feces or vomit if not constantly watched. The children smash walls and hurt themselves and others.
Scratching, biting themselves, just flailing their arms and legs, kicking things, slamming their head against the floor if they can. And when you do try to intervene, they will attack you. I've had caretakers that have been horrifically bitten. It's astronomical what it's taking to take care of these kids.
A team is needed around the clock to care for the children. Additionally, they have seen countless medical professionals, from psychologists to pediatricians to occupational and behavioral therapists.
We do have a trauma counselor that not only has seen the children, but I also see on a weekly basis because of the things that we deal with.
See, amazing! Amazing!
The children's guardian says the oldest child is repeating words and trying to speak. The other 2 remain almost entirely nonverbal, and yet she says it's been difficult to get them speech therapy.
A 2-year wait list, like, these kids don't have that time.
And they're still waiting 8 months after referral to get into a highly specialized program at BC Children's, where they will be more thoroughly assessed. As for schools, she believes it's not an option yet.
Don't think the schools are equipped to handle. I think they would be turned around 20 minutes after they get there.
Their guardian says it's worrisome that getting ongoing therapy and supports for the children leaves her at the mercy of the very ministry that failed them. But she says the children are precious, and she will keep fighting to give them the best life possible. Michelle Bernero, CTV News, Vancouver.
Ottawa has begun talks to help prop up metals giant Rio Tinto as it weathers the storm of U.S. tariffs. Industry Minister Melanie Joly told reporters in French that the government had started discussions with the firm earlier this week. U.S. President Donald Trump doubled his steel and aluminum tariffs last month from 25% to 50%. Rio Tinto operates a number of mines and refineries with thousands of employees across Canada. We're now learning how an out-of-control wildfire near the village of Lytton started. The RCMP say they caused it accidentally during a rescue operation. As CTV's Isabella Zavarisi reports, conditions are so dry, it's not uncommon for that to happen.
In 3 days, the Eisman Creek wildfire has grown to about 155 hectares north of Lytton, prompting evacuation alerts and shutting down a highway.
And yeah, it's burning pretty bad.
While crews work to contain it, one agency is claiming responsibility.
Tremendously unfortunate.
On Tuesday, RCMP officers were towing a boat in the search for a missing swimmer near Seton Lake when the trailer's wheel fell off. The sparks then ignited a fire in the grass. A Mountie can be seen trying to put it out on the side of Highway 12 north of Lytton.
It does appear that equipment simply failed. Obviously very unintentional. It doesn't take much right now to start a fire, as we know. So a couple sparks and it was quickly out of control.
It goes to show that anything can happen at any time. An accident, an unintentional act can cause a fire.
The BC Wildfire Service says in drought conditions, it doesn't take much to ignite forest fuels.
And vehicles can create heat and sparks in any number of ways. So that could be from a wheel, like a rim dragging on the road or rubbing on the road. It could be from a hot exhaust or a hot catalytic converter.
Officials reminding people to take precautions, to carry water in your car, and to make sure your vehicle is in good condition.
If you are towing something, you're doing so responsibly and not accidentally throwing off sparks of some kind.
The fire happening nearly 4 years to the day. A devastating blaze destroyed much of Lytton and part of the Lytton First Nation.
Sadly, it's almost a norm, and it happens every year. And I think people are anxious.
The unease on hold for now as the fire spreads slowly and weather conditions improve. Isabella Zavarisi, CTV News.
And now we take a look at both your nightly and weekly weather forecast. On the north coast, the forecast calls for a chance of showers plus a low at 11 degrees, and as for the rest of the upcoming week, it will be subject to lots of clouds and rain with a high shifting from 15 to 13 degrees. In the Terrace-Kitimat area, their night will also see a chance of showers and a low of 11 degrees, with their week also being very cloudy and rainy as their own high moves from 14 to 19 degrees. And in the Bulkley Valley and Lakes District, the night for them will have a chance of showers, but with a low of 9 degrees instead, while their weekly forecast also expects mostly clouds, but with possibly a little sun and a high bouncing between 16 and 20 degrees. Checking out the highways now, visit Drive BC for the latest and up-to-date conditions, and as always, drive safe out there. Highway 16 has construction work, bridge maintenance, line painting plans, pothole repairs, road sweeping, and utility work. Highway 37 has bridge construction, bridge maintenance, a material spill, and crack sealing. Highway 37A is still dealing with falling rocks between west of Izziated and east of Stewart and paving operations. And the Nishka Highway has some line painting planned as well. And this is what the roads were looking like this afternoon around the region from the view of the province's highway cams. Still to come, Vancouver is serving as a hub for people to celebrate sobriety. Welcome back. A warning about this next story, it deals with attempted suicide. The MLA and Mission, along with locals, say the time has come to install anti-suicide barriers on the Mission Bridge. As CTV's Ben Bilger reports, last month, a pair of teens became the latest people in distress to use the bridge to try and take their own lives.
Obviously, you can see the height.
H.S. Kenny Brach's family has owned the land under the Mission Bridge since before the span was constructed.
Unfortunately, when the emergency calls were made that someone is on the bridge or alternatively has jumped, immediately my phone rings, or our family's phones ring, because this is the epicenter.
Having helped recover a number of bodies from the shoreline over the years, he's joining a growing chorus calling for the province to retrofit the bridge with suicide prevention measures. Abbotsford Mission Conservative MLA Rianne Gasper has a number of ideas.
We need netting, we need signage, we need phones, we need something to keep our people safe. This is not okay for our government to just ignore this issue.
Last month, the 15-year-old jumped from the bridge, landing in the water, where they were rescued and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Just a day later, a concerned neighbor managed to talk a different teen down from the ledge.
When I hear of young people that are at the end of the rope, they don't feel they want to live. That is an issue that we need to talk about, and we need to have solutions now.
In addition to preventative measures on the bridge, Gasper also wants to see more mental health services in Mission funded to get people help before they find themselves standing high above the river.
This is personal. It is happening often enough. I'm thinking at least once a year, maybe twice a year, that I know of.
CTV News reached out to the Ministry of Transportation and the Ministry of Health, but the province did not immediately respond to questions about the issue or possible plans to address it. Ben Milger, CTV News, Mission.
Vancouver is welcoming thousands of people from around the world this week to celebrate sobriety. The International Alcoholics Anonymous Convention is taking place at the Convention Center for 3 days. CTV's Craig Krause has more on the impact the event is making on the city and also on participants after a 10-year hiatus.
A sea of pink could be seen taking in the sights and sounds of Vancouver Thursday morning. A crowd made up of people from around the world, but who are here for one reason.
The 90th celebration of Alcoholics Anonymous.
Vera is just one of the 35,000 taking part, sitting down with CTV News to share her story of recovery.
Before Alcoholics Anonymous, I couldn't stop drinking. I had a life that was not very pleasant.
Broken relationships, lost jobs, and jail time. A life that was leading her down a road of destruction.
I noticed the scars on your arm. Do you mind sharing that story?
This is a direct result of my drinking. This was a car accident that I had in 1986 as a result of drinking and not stopping. So I wrecked my truck. The truck flipped over. I slid on the highway for over 300 and some odd feet. I found these facts out when I went to court because I got arrested.
Scars that are now a reminder of why she decided to get sober.
Did Alcoholics Anonymous save your life?
Yes. Alcoholics Anonymous absolutely saved my life.
A sentiment shared by many as they met and shared their stories at the convention for the first time in 10 years.
People really save up. They look forward to going to the international conventions.
All bringing a substantial economic boost to the city.
We expect to be around $63 million additional into the economy, and that also is going to produce 96,000 room nights for our local accommodations.
A 3-day conference that will be capped off with a celebration at BC Place. But in the meantime, as Vera gets ready for her first meeting in Vancouver, she has a simple message for those who are struggling and are considering AA.
I have a worldwide posse. I can go anywhere in the world and connect with another alcoholic through a meeting.
Craig Crow, CTV News, Vancouver.
It's intended to help Canadians make healthier choices, but some food producers are not happy about upcoming changes to packaging. Some nutritional labels will be moving from the back of the package to the front. CTV's Jonathan McInnes has reports.
Some nutritional information is migrating from the back of food packaging to the front.
No manufacturers want these labels on their package, so they're reformulating, and we're likely going to have access to healthier products moving forward.
The labeling is a directive from Health Canada.
We know it's highlighting sodium, sugars, and saturated fat, which is really important for the consumer to know because it increases our risk of chronic disease.
Front of the package labeling is needed if the product exceeds 15% of the recommended daily intake of those ingredients. Potential health risks include stroke, obesity, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and some types of cancer. The hope is the labels will help consumers make quick and informed choices when grocery shopping and support health officials in educating people about foods high in sodium, sugars, and saturated fat.
But it might make me think a little bit and maybe learn something different about what's in our food.
That's perfect, according to dietitian Lori Barker-Jackman, who says avoiding labeled foods isn't reasonable or necessary.
It's okay to choose foods that have a front of package label sometimes. It's making sure we don't choose foods that are high in sodium, sugars, or saturated fat all of the time.
The labels are mandatory for prepackaged foods, with some exceptions like plain milk, plain yogurt, and cheese because they contain calcium. Food manufacturers have until January 1st of next year to fully implement the labeling system. Jonathan McGinnis, CTV News, Halifax.
And now we turn our attention to how the stock markets are looking as of today compared to yesterday. The Canadian dollar is down 16/10 of a cent, the price of gold is up $3.60, oil is down 50 cents, natural gas is down 1 cent, aluminum is up $2. In Toronto, the TSX is up 1.90 points, and the Venture Index is up 1.14, and in New York, both the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq are the same. Still ahead, a rare site has popped up near Montreal not too long ago. Welcome back. A rare site near Montreal is attracting a lot of attention this week, but is also sparking some worry. CTV's Genevieve Bushman has more on the appearance of a baby seal.
Sightseers flock to the pier in Oka, along the shores of the Lake of Two Mountains, here hoping to catch a glimpse of an unusual visitor to these parts.
We heard about the baby seal. Maybe he will be here, so we went to see.
Earlier this week, the seal, estimated to be about a month old, was caught on camera. A dog and its owner were shocked and charmed by the marine animal, a common harbor seal. It made a journey more than 600 kilometers from its natural habitat in the St. Lawrence estuary and has been spotted a couple of times since.
He should be a bit bigger, which is a bit maybe an indication that he hasn't been feeding as much as he should.
Joanne Simard is an animal lover and a retired bus driver. She has crisscrossed the province and seen seals in the estuary, never here.
Le voir ici perdu, pauvre petit pit, ça me fait le cœur.
It breaks my heart that the baby seal is here so far from its family, she says. But experts at the Quebec Marine Mammal Emergency Response Group have put up a sign warning well-wishers who may be tempted to try to rescue or interact with the seal to admire the animal from afar. It's protected under a federal act.
Cumulative effect of multiple stressors, like human interactions, can have a toll on the seal's survival.
Cheryl McDonald, who lives just a stone's throw away from the pier, says through the baby seal, nature is sending a message.
Go outside, we're in our houses, come on. We're missing out on nature.
Experts urge those who spot the seal to report its location. It could have traveled quite a distance by now, but they hope it is making its way back home, retracing its route. Genevieve Bushman, CTV News, Oka, Quebec.
That's all our news for now. For everyone here at CFTK-TV News, I'm Cale Maslin, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.